Hello there, YouTubers, this is SpikeCNX of the Pagan Gamers, and I have a Saberforge video that I'm going to be taking down, or have taken down by the time this comes up, and it's where I talk about what I don't like about Saberforge personally. It was where I talked about how the owner of Saberforge, Phil Isherwood, he doesn't like criticism. That's the only thing I said. I didn't bring up any other issues other than he tends to get a bit mouthy with everyone. And I didn't give any examples, and I didn't do any screenshots. I didn't do this and that and the other. And I just said he can't take criticism. Banned from buying from them, banned from their Facebook page, banned everywhere. I can't do anything with them anymore. So I've turned around and gone, alright, so that's enough to get me banned. Alright then. So I did a bit of digging and asked around, and wow, I can't even explain to you the things that have been going on recently. So today, Philip Isherwood, he turned around on a post and said, because it saddens me that, this is me, it saddens me that Christopher Lee died very recently. And Philip Isherwood, he turned around and he said in a post with a picture of Christopher Lee's character from Star Wars, his lightsaber, he turned around and he said, and I'm quoting here, and I'm going to show the picture, "Christopher Lee died the day after I dropped the Bane," his lightsaber. "Any chance his 93-year-old heart couldn't handle the awesomeness. Hashtag I think I killed Count Dooku." Okay, so my problem with that is that, wow, that is the most disrespectful thing I've ever heard anyone say ever about somebody who just died, and you're also trying to promote your own product, and you hashtagged that you think you killed him? What the fuck? Seriously? Alright, so I'm then going to move on to my next picture, which is something else Saberforge, or Philip himself, because he's the one who does all of this. There's this guy, he's called, he does Ripper sabers, and he does these flat sabers where the blades are like a sword. They're nice and flat, but they're like clear and empty, and when they light up, they look like a dark blade, or whatever. And that's really cool. It's quite cool. I mean, it's never going to be as bright as a tube saber, but that's just the way that it is. Anyway, so Saberforge has turned around, and well, Philip, he's turned around and gone, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna start selling my own version, and I want to know what people want to call them, and yeah, and I'm just like, wow, you're ripping off other people, and I'll come back to this later, but he screams and swears at people, just the worst words, like if they even use his like body for a saber, and it's not even his body. It's something that like from comic books, or from a book, or from the movies, and he goes, "Oh, it's my intellectual property," and fucking screams the shit out of people. The next one is that another thing Saberforge does is, or Philip himself, somebody emailed him about, "Hey, do you hire active military um, personnel who, they're overseas fighting, or they're fighting wherever, and they're doing just, I'm not going to get into all of that, and I'm not going to, whatever. But he's turned around and he says, "I'm sorry, we don't. We hire former military, but we do not support active military personnel, as we feel that the wars being fought overseas are only to enrich the elite and steal resources from poorer countries." And he was then also saying, absolutely, I'm a man of principles. I won't bend them to make a quick buck. I'm a history and science or sci major with 150 IQ. The US government is a corporate empire that murders and steals the enriched to the 1%. And I'm like, okay, so you're bringing your personal beliefs into your company, right? But it's like, okay, so these people, they're just soldiers or whatever. They're not, it's whatever. So the next one is, I'm just bringing all of this up. I don't even need to comment on some of this. Okay, the next one I bring up is a guy. I might blank his name. I find it interesting that everybody accuses Phil of copyright designs with no proof, and I know they're wrong because a lot of the designs are mine, yet Alan changes my original to copy the regal flutes exactly, including the length and number, and nobody says a word. So basically, as you can see from the pictures, somebody took this guy's lightsaber and literally just changed the exact design, and jeez, just took his design and just went, yep, that's mine now, and just using it. And there's just countless, ones of these, and it's just like, oh, that hurts my head so much, that somebody's doing that and just getting away with it. And it's this another picture right here, which is the top one, as you can see, is the Saberforge lightsaber, and the bottom one is a Vader's Volt saber, and you can definitely see the similarities. I mean, the emitter is the same. I mean, they just move things around a little bit, and then they claim it's their own. I mean, what the fuck? And then they scream and rant about people stealing Saberforge, stealing their own. I don't know. So the next one's a bit of a read. I'm gonna read it out in case you're not reading it. And this is Philip himself admitting to what he's doing. Yeah, I definitely drew on your design for my drawings, but I simplified some things to make it cheaper and to get it more presentable. The empty I got from you for 900 has scratches and machine dust all over the emitter and body. But now the shroud is a separate piece, so the parts can easily be hit with 230 grams at 2000 RPM for our standard finish. I didn't design the crystal chamber, and I am using standard M32 times 1.5 threading to attach the grip to the emitter section. Basically, he's just admitting to, yeah, I stole your designs and I'm going to be selling it for a lot cheaper than you are because I can mass produce it, because this is actually true. He sends he gets a Chinese company to machine his parts, send it to him. He puts them together and and puts it together in his shop, I think, and then he sends it to people. So the next picture is is okay. So he's sort of like, somebody said to him, "Oh yeah, you saw my designs, what's going on, and stuff." He says, "Lol, I actually have tons original designs, you little cunt. You copy other people's work exclusively. The Force Unleashed 2, Ventress, acquire some creativity and stop copying other people, you hack rapist. One to 1,500 for empty hilts. Someone should tell you IRA isn't FX." Yeah, so there's this thing here, and it's just somebody talking back to him, for the way that they speak to it, the way that he speaks to people. And this isn't like a solitary case. This is how he speaks to anyone who just, who disagrees with him. It's sort of like, if you leave him a 4 out of 5 star review and say, "Oh yeah, the Saber's amazing, but it had some, minor issues," he will scream and call you a cunt and everything like that if you don't, and ban you from buying from him if you don't remove that review or redo the review at 5 out of 5 and do nothing but praise him. I understand that business strategy, but at the same time, word spreads and people realize you're an asshole. So don't be upset that the world knows that you buy other people's work to send to China to have it reverse engineered and made on the cheap. He's been banned on so many other forums and, lightsaber forums and lightsaber groups and all this kind of stuff, because he just abuses anyone who doesn't fall in line with him. And that's not how you get customers to do what you want. That's just fucking disgusting. So he's sort of like, "I'm not upset or ashamed that I take what exists and improve it." So he's not only admitting that he takes what he wants from people, he literally says he's not upset or ashamed that he's ripping people's designs and selling them for a profit. It's disgusting what he's doing. And then the final picture, somebody was sort of like, the design was purchased from so I think Diana, yeah, I think that's Vader's vault. They legitimately purchased the design from, there is no theft at all. We never steal designs from anyone. People just talk a little bit, sort of saying, if you have an issue with design similarities, talk to your designer. I bought a design and had it manufactured. The design you purchased. So this is the guy who actually designed it himself. The design you purchased was with ovals in the handle. You changed it to match the regal body as I stated above. Philip, out of nowhere, "You stole my regal body, cunt! You and your fuckface husband!" Because basically he's throwing his toys out of his pram in a little, and all that kind of stuff. And it's just sort of like, dude, where, you can't steal other people's designs and then moan when somebody legitimately buys the designs from someone else, and it's, and the body matches one of your sabers. All we have in the lightsaber community and design-wise is the bodies. I mean, some of the bodies are going to be the same. Fucking deal with it. You can't, and it's, all of these lightsaber designs are either owned by Disney or whoever designs them. You can't just steal designs like that. So I've also been, talking to people and getting their sort of stuff, and it's sort of like, so this guy I'm talking to, he's a UK customer, and like me, and he needs his saber to be repaired. He posted the faults on the Saberforge Facebook page, which is like lightsabers, custom sabers, Saberforge, blah 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 blah. He was told by a Saberforge employee that his saber could be purposely delayed because he spouted off on the forums that the product has flaws. And now he has nowhere to get his expensive saber fixed, and it's in warranty. They're basically just going to say, hey, because you told everyone there's design flaws, we're just gonna like hold on to your saber, and or something, and take a long time repairing it or something. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Anyway, so that's my rant over. Thank you for watching. Um, and this isn't just the only stuff I found. It's just, this is like the main stuff. Everything else is just like a repeat of what I've said. Sort of like, he steals designs just all the time and then screams at anybody who has the same design as him. What's that about? Um, and he screams at customers and swears at them, calling them cunt and fuck and all of this stuff. I'm like, this isn't how the an owner of a company is supposed to be behaving to customers. What happened to the customer is always right, or you treat your customers with respect and they come back. This is why there's an entire Saberforge exposed Facebook page of just all of the horrible things that he's been doing, and I've only taken a few examples. This Facebook page is just full of it. Not that way, I mean, like, it's filled with loads of stuff that he's done and whatever else. And I'm only giving a few examples, just loads of stuff he's done wrong. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and share and subscribe if you're in the mood to. Thank you and goodbye.